Be reading from the book of Leviticus, chapter 7 through 10. Bear with me as I try to get through this. Y'all willing, y'all willing. The book of Leviticus, chapter 7, verse 1. And this is the Torah of the guilt offering. It is the most set apart. The most set apart. Where is my pen? Where? Where is it? So I'm gonna have to do some marking. Man, I hope I don't. There we go. There you are. The most set apart, huh? The guilt offering. It is most set apart. Verse 2. The guilt offering is slain in the place where they slay the ascending offering, and its blood is sprinkled on the slaughter place all around. Verse 3. Then he brings from it all its fat, the fat tail and the fat that covers the entrails. Verse 4. And the two kidneys and the fat that is on them by the loins, and the appendage on the liver, which he removes with the kidneys. Verse 5. And the priest shall burn them on the slaughter place as an offering made by fire to Yahuwah. It is a guilt offering. Verse 6. Every male among the priests eats it. Every male among the priests eats it. It is eaten in the set apart place. It is most set apart. It is most set apart. Verse 7. The guilt offering is like the sin offering. There is one Torah for them both. The priest who makes atonement with it, it is his. The priest who makes atonement with it, it is his. Verse 8. And the priest who brings anyone's ascending offering, the skin of the ascending offering which he has brought is the priest, it is his. Verse 9. Every grain offering that is baked in the oven, and all that is prepared in the stewing pot or on a griddle, is the priest who brings it, it is his. Verse 10. Every grain offering mixed with oil or dry is for all the sons of Aaron, for all alike. Verse 11. And this is the Torah of the slaughtering of peace offering, which is brought to Yahuwah. Verse 12. If he brings it for a thanksgiving, then he shall bring with the slaughtering of thanksgiving unleavened cakes mixed with oil, and unleavened thin cakes, anointing with oil, or cakes of finely blended flour mixed with oil. Verse 13. Besides the cakes, he brings as his offering leavened bread together with slaughtering of thanksgiving of his peace offering. Verse 14. And from it he shall bring one cake from each offering as a contribution to Yahuwah, to the priest who sprinkled the blood of the peace offering, it is his. Verse 15. As the flesh of the slaughtering of his peace offering for thanksgiving, it is eaten the same day it is offered. He does not leave any of it until morning. Verse 16. And if the slaughtering he brings is a vow or a voluntary offering, it is eaten the same day that he brings his slaughtering, and what is left of it, it is eaten the next day. Verse 17, but whatever is left of the flesh of the slaughtering of the third day is burned with fire. Verse 18, however, if any of the flesh of the slaughtering of the peace offering is eaten at all on the third day, it is not accepted. It is not reckoned to him who brings it. It is unclean to him, and the being who eats of it bears his crookedness. Verse 19, the flesh that touches that which is unclean is not eaten. It is burnt with fire. And as for clean flesh, all who clean eat of it. Verse 20, but the being who eats the flesh of the slaughter of the peace offering that belongs to Yahweh while he is clean, that being shall be cut off from his people. Verse 21, and when a being who touches that which is unclean of uncleanliness of man, or of the uncleanness of beasts, or of any unclean abomination, and shall eat the flesh of the slaughtering of peace offerings that belongs to to Yahuwah, that being shall be cut off from his people. Verse 22, and Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, verse 23, speak to the children of Israel, saying, do not eat any fat. Do not eat any fat of bull or sheep or goat. Do not eat any fat of bull or sheep or goat. Do not eat any fat. Verse 24. And the fat of a dead body and the fat of what is torn is used for any purpose, but you do not eat it at all. You do not eat it at all. Verse 25, for whoever eats the fat of the beast of which men brings as an offering made by fire to Yahweh, even the being who eats of it shall be cut off from his people. Verse 26, and do not eat any blood in any of your dwellings of bird or beast. Do not eat any blood in any of your dwellings of bird or beast. Verse 27, any being who eats any blood, even that being shall be cut off from his people. Verse 28, and Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, verse 29, speak to the children of Israel, saying, he who brings his slaughtering of peace offering to Yahuwah brings his offering to Yahuwah from the slaughtering of his peace offering. Verse 30, with his own hands he brings the offering made by fire to Yahuwah. He brings the fat with the breast to be waved as an wave offering before Yahuwah. Verse 31, and the priest shall burn the fat on the slaughter place, but the breast shall be Aaron and his sons. Verse 32, And the right thigh you give to the priest as a contribution from the slaughtering of your peace offering. Verse 33, he among the sons of Aaron who brings the blood of the peace offering and the fat, the right thigh is his for a portion. Verse 34, for the breast of the wave offering and the thigh of the contribution, I have taken from the children of Israel from the slaughterings of their peace offering, and I give them to Aaron the priest and to his sons as a law forever from the children of Israel. Verse 35, this is the anointed portion for Aaron and the anointed portion for his sons from the offering made by fire to Yahuwah on the day when Moshe presented them to serve as priests to Yahuwah. Verse 36, which Yahuwah commanded to be given to by them, which Yahuwah commanded to be given to them by the children of Israel on the day that he anointed them, a law forever throughout their generations. Verse 37, this is the Torah of the ascending offering, of the grain offering, of the sin offering, and of the guilt offering, and of the ordinations, and of the slaughtering of the peace offering. Verse 38, which Yahuwah commanded Moshe on Mount Sinai, on the day when he commanded the children of Israel to bring their offerings to Yahuwah in the wilderness of Sinai. Chapter 8, verse 1. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, Verse 2, take Aaron and his sons with him in the garments and the anointing oil and the bull of the sin offering and the two rams and a basket of unleavened bread. Verse 3, and assemble all the congregation at the door of the tent of appointment. Verse 4, and Moshe did as Yahuwah commanded him, and the congregation was assembled at the door of the tent of appointment. Verse 5, and Moshe said to the congregation, this is the word Yahuwah commanded to be done. Verse 6, so Moshe brought Aaron and his sons and washed them with water. Verse 7, and put the long shirt on him and girded him with the girdle and dressed him in the robe and put the shoulder garment on him and girded him with the embroidered band of the shoulder garment and with it tied the shoulder garment on him. Verse 8, and put the breastplate on him and put the Urim and the Tumim in the breastplate. Verse 9, and put the turban on his head, and on the turban on its front he put the golden plate, the set apart sign of dedication, as Yahuwah commanded Moshe. Verse 10, and Moshe took the anointed oil and anointed the dwelling place and all that was in it and set them apart. Verse 11, and he sprinkled some of it on the slaughter place 7 times and appointed the slaughter place and all its utensils and the basin and its base to set them apart. Verse 12, and he poured some of the anointed oil on Aaron's head and anointed him to set him apart. Verse 13, and Moshe brought the sons of Aaron and put long shirts on them and girded them with girdles and put turbans on them as Yahuwah had commanded Moshe. Verse 14, and he brought the bull for the sin offering, and Aaron and his sons laid their hands on the head of the bull for the sin offering. Verse 15, and it was slain, and Moshe took the blood and put some on the horns of the slaughter place all around with his finger, and cleansed the slaughter place, and he poured the blood at the base of the slaughter place, and set it apart to make atonement for it. Verse 16, and he took all the fat that was on the entrails and the appendage on the liver and the two kidneys with their fat and Moshe burned them on the slaughter place. Verse 17, and the bull and its skin and its flesh and its dung he burnt with fire outside the camp as Yahuwah had commanded Moshe. Verse 18, and he brought the ram of the ascending offering, and Aaron and his sons laid their hands on the head of the ram. Verse 19, and it was slain, and Moshe sprinkled the blood of the slaughter place all around. Verse 20, and he cut the ram into pieces, and Moshe burnt the head into pieces and the fat. Verse 21, and he washed the entrails and the legs in water, and Moshe burnt the entire ram on the slaughter place. It was an ascending offering for a sweet fragrance, and an offering made by fire to Yahuwah. Yahuwah had commanded Moshe. Verse 22, and he brought the second ram, the ram of ordination, and Aaron and his sons laid their hands on the head of the ram. Verse 23, and it was slain, and Moshe took some of the blood and put it on the tip of Aaron's right ear, and on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot. Verse 24, and he brought near the sons of Aaron, and Moshe put some of the blood on his lip, on the tips of their right ears, and on the thumbs of their right hands, and on the big toe of their right feet. And Moshe sprinkled the blood on the slaughter place all around. Verse 25, and took the fat and the fat tail, and all the fat that was on the entrails and the appendage, on the liver, and the two kidneys and their fat, and the right thigh. Verse 26, and from the basket of unleavened bread that was before Yahuwah, he took one unleavened cake and a cake of bread anointed with oil and one thin cake, and put them on the fat on the right thigh. Verse 27, and placed all these in the hands of Aaron and in the hands of his sons, and waved them as a wave offering before Yahuwah. Verse 28, Moshe then took them from their hands and burnt them on the slaughter place on the ascending offering. They were ordinations for sweet fragrance. It was an offering by fire to Yahuwah. Verse 29, and Moshe took the breast and waved it a wave offering before Yahuwah. It was Moshe's portion of the ram of ordination, as Yahuwah had commanded Moshe. Verse 30, and Moshe took some of the anointed oil and some of the blood which was on the slaughter place, and sprinkled it on Aaron, on his garments, and on his sons, and on the garments of his sons with him. And he set apart Aaron, his garments, and his sons, and the garments of his sons with him. Verse 31, and Moshe said to Aaron and his sons, cook the flesh at the door of the tent of appointment, and eat it there with the bread that is in the basket of the ordination. As I have commanded, saying, Aaron and his sons are to eat it. Verse 32, then burn the rest of the flesh and the bread with fire. Verse 33, and do not go outside the door of the tent of appointment for 7 days, until the days of your ordination are completed. For he fills your hands for 7 days. Verse 34, Yahuwah has commanded to do as he has done this day, to make atonement for you. Verse 35, and stay at the door of the tent of appointment day and night for 7 days, and you should guard the duty of Yahuwah and not die. For so I have been commanded. Verse 36. And Aaron and his sons did all the words that Yahuwah had commanded by the hands of Moshe. Excuse me. Chapter 9, verse 1. And on the eighth day it came to be that Moshe called Aaron and his sons and the elders of Israel. Verse 2. And he said to Aaron, take for yourself a young bull, a sin offering, and a ram, as an ascending offering, a perfect one, and bring them before Yahuwah. Verse 3. And speak to the children of Israel, saying, take a male goat as a sin offering, and a calf and a lamb, both a year old, perfect one, and an ascending offering. Verse 4. And a bull and a ram and a peace offering to the slaughter before Yahuwah, and a grain offering mixed with oil, for today Yahuwah shall appear to you. Verse 5. And they took what Moshe commanded before the tent of appointment, and all the congregation drew near and stood before Yahuwah. Verse 6. And Moshe said, this is the word which Yahuwah commanded you to do, so that the esteem of Yahuwah appears to you. Verse 7. And Moshe said to Aaron, go to the slaughter place and prepare your sin offering and your ascending offering, and make atonement for yourself and for the people, and make the offering of the people, and make atonement for them as Yahuwah has commanded. Verse 8. So Aaron came near to the slaughtering place and slew the calf of the sin offering, which was for himself. Verse 9. And the sons of Aaron brought the blood to him, and he dipped his finger in the blood and put it on the horns of the slaughter place, and poured the blood at the base of the slaughter place. Verse 10. And the fat and the kidneys and the appendage of the liver of the sin offering he burnt on the slaughter place, as Yahuwah had commanded Moshe. Verse 11. And the flesh and the skin he burned with fire outside the camp. Verse 12. And he slew the sin offering, and the sons of Aaron presented to him the blood which he sprinkled on the slaughter place all around. Verse 13. And they presented the ascending offering to him with its pieces and head, and he burnt them on the slaughter place. Verse 14. And he washed the entrails and the legs and burnt them with the ascending offering on the slaughter place. Verse 15. And he brought the people's offering and took the goat, which was the sin offering for the people, and slew it and made it a sin offering like the first one. Verse 16. And he brought the sending offering and made it according to the right ruling. Verse 17. He also brought the grain offering and filled his hand with it and burned it on the slaughter place besides the sending offering of morning. Verse 18. He slew the bull and the ram as the slaughtering of the peace offering, which were for the people. And Aaron's sons presented to him the blood which he sprinkled on the slaughter place all around. Verse 19. The fat from the bull and the ram and the fat trail and the covering and the kidneys and the appendage on the liver. Verse 20. And they placed the fat on the breast, and he burnt the fat on the slaughter place. Verse 21. But the breast and the right thigh Aaron waved as a wave offering before Yahuwah, as Moshe had commanded. Verse 22. Aaron then lifted up his hand toward the people and blessed them, and came down from making the sin offering and the ascending offering and the peace offerings. Verse 23. And Moshe and Aaron went into the tent of appointment and came out and blessed the people. And the esteem of Yahuwah appeared to all the people. Verse 24. And fire came out from before Yahuwah and consumed the sending offering and the fat of the slaughtering piece. And all the people saw and cried out loud and fell on their faces. Chapter 10, verse 1. And Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, each took his fire holder and put fire in it and put incense in on it and brought strange fire before Yahuwah, which he had not commanded them. Verse 2. And fire came out from Yahuwah and consumed them, and they died before Yahuwah. Verse 3. Then Moshe said to Aaron, this is what Yahuwah spoke, saying, by those who come near me, let me be set apart. And before all the people, let me be esteemed. And Aaron was silent. Like Aaron wasn't trying to hear that. Like my sons are gone. My sons have been consumed by fire. Like I don't understand. This is where he didn't want to he, he didn't want to say anything. But I can only imagine, how how he felt about his sons being consumed by fire. Verse 4. And Moshe called to Mishael and to Ashphan, the sons of Yishmael, the uncle of Aaron, and said to him, come near, take your brothers from before the set apart place out of the camp. Verse 5. So they came near and took them by their long shirts out of the camp, as Moshe had said. Verse 6. And Moshe said to Aaron and to Eleazar and Ithamar, his sons, do not unbind your heads, nor tear your garments, lest you die, and wrath come upon all the people. But let your brothers, all the house of Israel, bewail the burning which Yahuwah has kindled. Verse 7. And do not go out from the door of the tent of appointment, lest you die. For the anointing oil of Yahuwah is upon you. And they did according to the word of Moshe. Verse 8. And Yahuwah spoke to Aaron, saying, verse 9, do not drink wine or strong drink. You nor your sons with you, when you go into the tent of appointment, lest you die. A law forever throughout your generations. Verse 10. So as to make a distinction between the set apart and the profane, and between the unclean and the clean. Verse 11. And teach the children of Israel all the laws which Yahuwah had commanded to them by the hands of Moshe. Verse 12. And Moshe spoke to Aaron and to Eleazar and Ithamar, his sons, who were left, take the grain offering that is left over from the offering made by fire to Yahuwah, and eat it without leaven beside the slaughter place for it is most set apart. Verse 13. And you shall eat it in a set apart place because it is yours by law, and your sons by law, of the offering made by fire to Yahuwah, for so I have been commanded. Verse 14. And the beast of the wave offering and the thigh of the contribution you eat in a clean place, you and your sons and your daughters with you, for they are yours by law, and your sons by law, which are given from the slaughterings of peace offering of the children of Israel. Verse 15. The thigh of the contribution and the breast of the wave offering they bring with the offering of fat made by fire, to bring as a wave offering before Yahuwah, and it shall be yours and your sons with you by law forever. Verse 16. Moshe diligently looked for the goat of the sin offering and saw it was burnt up, and he was wroth with Eleazar and Ithamar, the sons of Aaron, who were left, saying, Verse 17. Why have you not eaten the sin offering in a set apart place, since it is most set apart, and Elohim has given it to you to bear the crookedness of the congregation, to make atonement for them before Yahuwah. Verse 18. See, its blood was not brought inside the set apart place. You should have eaten it without fail in a set apart place, as I have commanded. Verse 19. And Aaron said to Moshe, see, today they have brought their sin offering and their ascending offering before Yahuwah. And matters like these have come to me. If I had eaten the sin offering today, would it have been right in the eyes of Yahuwah? And when Moshe heard that, it was good in his eyes. That was the book of Leviticus chapter 7 to 10. Book of Leviticus chapter 7 to 10. I'm going to close this live out, and I'm going to pick it back up in the book of Lamentations. In the book of Lamentations. Before I close out, I'm going to, bless us out according to the blessing that was given to the people by Moshe to bless the people in the book of Numbers chapter 6 verse 23 to 26. Receive your blessing. May Yahuwah bless you and barak you and guard you. May Yahuwah make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. May Yahuwah lift up his face upon you and give you peace. If you're not able to jump back on with me for the book of Lamentations, till next time, peace, love, Shabbat Shalom, love, and peace.